की छकर क्याम के साक्या खो में दूजगे वामे पर छातव से पानी सो मिलोंगा क्यों खोवे काची जेचे शू काची जेचे शू कि कुंपे में नो ओ हो बाद साची चुगा ओ हो शोफते जायुने तेरे जमे लो मा आहाद शशायन जने这口味，嘎叽叽的是我，嘎叽叽的是我，哦，大吉公平门诺。की छकर दो ngach की शिखम चला में तेसा किल देते बरतेने मिलूंगा क्यों खोवे काची जेचे शू काची जेचे शू कि कुंपे में नो ओ बाद साची चुगा
10소 우리나 주세요 바다링샤요 가라세가요 바다링샤요 가라세가요 정가 드마나오
As many of you know, we are celebrating our 40th anniversary of the Minnesota Sakya Center. We have some special guests who have been with the center since the very beginning tonight, Paul and Carol Hagstrom. And Carol Hagstrom has graciously offered to give a brief history of the Sakya Center. So I'd like to welcome Carol Hagstrom.
"40 years ago, in March of 1978, His Holiness the 41st Sakya Trizin came to Minnesota on his first visit. His Holiness had been invited to come by several of his students who had studied with him in India. One of his students, Tom Traben, organized the events here in Minnesota. On that visit, His Holiness asked Tom to hold regular group meditations. Tom had his first meditation in his apartment in Minneapolis, and I believe there were about 8 or 9 people who attended. That was the beginning of the Sakya Center. Tom Traben was the first president of the center. Later that year, His Eminence Dejang Rinpoche came to Minnesota to give teachings. On that visit, Tom Traben requested that His Eminence give the center a name, which His Eminence did, Sakya Tupten Dargiling. When Tom moved from Minnesota, George Shears became the president. George organized the center into a nonprofit corporation. The center continued to have regular meditations and invite teachers. When George retired, Paul Hagstrom became president. The center continued to have group meditations and host visiting teachers. The meditations and teachings were held at members' homes and other places in the community. When Sylvia Yu became president in 2000, she arranged for the center to have a physical location. For the first time, we had an actual place to keep the shrine up and hold meditations and teachings. Sylvia also did the paperwork for the center to receive tax-exempt status. Because of her work, the center was able to have a resident teacher, and we welcomed Khenpo Gompe. Many, many people have helped the center through the years and have volunteered their time and money to keep it going. The most important people of all have been the wonderful teachers that have come to give teachings. All of the highest Sakya teachers have given us their blessings, guidance, and encouragement. We have been fortunate to have received teachings from His Holiness the 41st Sakya Trizin, His Holiness the 42nd Sakya Trizin, His Holiness Dachin Rinpoche, His Eminence Gyanavajra Rinpoche, His Eminence Dejan Rinpoche, His Eminence Luding Kenshin Rinpoche, His Eminence Luding Ken Rinpoche, Her Eminence Jetsun Kushala, His Eminence Lama Kunga Rinpoche, His Eminence Chogi Trichin Rinpoche, His Eminence Dongtok Rinpoche, Khenpo Khalsen Gyaltsen, Khenpo Pema Wangdak, Khenpo Migmar Tsetten, Khenpo Thupten Gompe, Jigme Tulko Rinpoche, Geshe Sopa, Geshe Jumspal, Dr. Peter Della Sentina, Lama J. Goldberg. Because of these great teachers and their kind support, the Minnesota Sakya Center has continued for 40 years and has provided many people the opportunity to receive the Dharma. Thank you.
Next, I would like to humbly request Your Holiness to please say a few words tonight.
단단한데 정아리 쿨도 고교 제배 값서 라양 민서대 신제 기낭로라 자토 사다 가오송 던다르데 페베 군드 산나데 캐롤린 랜 다나시 피미치디 트와는틀라 다가나시 켐보 두고 겐데나바 다가나시 비리치든 저도 다가 나한테 저자기 저자는 길래나봐 대가 나신 저전 상마 라라시아라 지금 뭐지 상에 캔슬다 좀 고마트진 렘버치 좋아하기 사게 토단 타게링이 저도 등이 지동 국기든지 등결로 차다 나오야래 되네 단답하도록 십주치여래 마결 전바이나 나타레데 탱 나바차되기에 탱 담보데 지동국이든지 등결로 대자용 대인도 저도 통화 우조에 가서 경 고마트처럼 좀 행결라 부부충전체는 내가 장용 대인데 저도 담보쪽에 가서 대자기 고급충이어래 내가 나시 철순바 안자 고마트처럼 좀 행게 이동 송길로 대자에 가서 된 저도 우충네 롱지상한 거에 대den게 저거 가서야 자기 고급충성 단 다르데 탱나발레에 가서 된 저도 등이 쪽네 밀어십주 그러게 되진 게 저걸라야 제가 정말 시라게 가오총 쉬어이 근데 지당 안도 정말로기 캔서다 안도 나무상기베 최 등이 팬데 중에 이봐 로탐지기 디기기 좀 고인바 저 동안설에 매이바 대신에 등상을 되더라 망도 더여 토네 진치 약함기 미리 망부지기 배기 쳐라 도난다 등일 챙게 망도 로신베 갑이 마통내기 캔서 임바레 단단히 그 대체지 값수 저도 된지 여바타 저도 데이터네 저쪽이 되고 저쪽이 대바 뭐지 낭토여래 마시타지 캐롤 핵스롬 기송만 하시래 지다 마시 볼단 캐롤이기 부담 충전가봐 때문에 들어야이 되네 마치 결혼하고 소만하신 저도 디 토네 라지 망보지 덴디 쉬네 담배 취기 디디 쉬에기 고가 망보죠 중요래 디 토네 드는 산에 디기 미만돌아야 드는 사바도 개체 쉬에 망보 쉬에기 고가면 중요한 바래 근데 인데 저도 딩이기 다들 봐도 약이 쳐라 너도 도심be 나봐 통에 가서는 나행이네 나야 나저다 이제서 일한다 단도에 나야 약이라 타매봐 인데 못네 템바탕 저야 탄달라 네트베 민데 쇼라 쇼야이 근데 저 안저 전자자 라마 konsankyamgen gyalay wangbo chwaki ting gindane nganzo phe gi thoma mayimbe kyeje de nchada rikshung yinba tena yinda nganzo ngayne kya chada rikshung dingi nyamba laso minyam ginde chegugu yore zida mana nganzo dawa yina chi 땡 약간 쇼거와 약간 나라 차론집에 미차되게 여러 비미지 외대 있나야 회기 롱발라 차론 제 준비가 말에 있나야 또 라전 넘버다 미럴 게만 남기 가든 다 도저냐지라 때네 먼저 있나야 회기 쳐다 리슨 기타라 럽전 제약의 고감 야천보 중요 여러 가지 별라 여바 나신지기 된대기 럽전 제약의 고감 라진 넘버다 미러게만 남기 가든 라테네 중요래 당나시 장하나라 초단의 순천교 제와 내자 어디다고 나와라 초단의 순천교 제약이 내가 카가 열대 있나야 참말로게 가와케도세 나와 단돌낸 바토네 폐기 초단 렉송 자신번디 등민념 견지 남과의 시라게 갈증보 차되게 나와도 단다 폐기 최게 토네 비밀이다 히말라야 미리탄 마임바 도와질라 근데 디기 또토바야 대토 다자기 덤버 좀 된데네 단대 파도 기바 파 마셔 발로 총에 라젠 남베 지금 당부기네 단대 파도 못네 정말 그 정말 까진 라테네 맞이나야 책이 된다라 럽전 제야 제가 냠는 제에게 고가 상보 중요한 대인데 먼저 회기 최답을 찾아봐야나 미로 동다 지금 하게 링기 로기 예배 지기 회기 지기 사대기 열에 된다인데 먼저 가진 저런 쇼가데 켈로 좀 내마 채워지게 다들 봐도 미로 동다 지기 하게 링라 되는 회기 지기에서 맞으베 땡땡 개전 담바 남게 까졌다고 정말 태남게 된 투제까지 됐었어요. 하코고와다 챙거와다 시라에 같이 뭐야 하버도 다나 마음도 꾸처신 주베 된또 겸 공마 대전 도지상 정보 저기 어떤 되게 가득한 걸 쉬바이나 또 고상하는 남자 경기 결혼 뭐 담직한 데서 뭐 저기 까나시 두고가 야나야도 남기 여러 대가 있는데 나한테 참말로게 고상 경기 결혼 뭐 저기 입에 등등등 기부 담만 남기 가신 두바이나 되네 달라다나 디지 렉처에 나다 라신기 되에 나다 탈당 푸기 되에 나다 지단 길게 되에 나다 참말로 배매는 나 두두게 봐야인데 나 정말에 참말로라 된 거든 제대 쉬었다 냠도 된 소소이나야 못해네 저다리 순천교 제라 배조 제거에 대해서 같이 뭐 말에 저는 마음저 랭겐데 가르 쉬바이나 라전만 메고는 최 이나다 간다를 육성이 나다 소소 샤바다 많이 봐 소소 강 샤바 대단게 돌아킹 맞아봐이나 소소 랭게 가정업 좀 도도 매바이 바래 가정 하만 갑주데 가르 쉬바이나 가정 하만 갑주데 소소 강 샤바데 메도 삼보들마 찌찌고 여러마 균장고 여러 대장도 봐야는데 소소 랭게 가지가다 봐 두바절랑은지 슈그에 대인들은 아도 참말하게 소소 강 샤바데 메도 삼보들마 봐 찌찌도 봐다 메도 삼보들은 뒤인기 장도 봐지 그래도 세라게 가르쳐 봐 사대기 강 샤바는 안주 되게 저다 레슨데 단대모도 라지는 뭐 이나다 그는 꾸도 망보지기 통한 첨번나네 되는 더버견 사베 최다리 숨자선 뭐 차득이 여러 대가 나시 미라 망보지기 더버견 베리 숨지 차득이 여러 되는 인도 무튼의 최다리 숨 내가 봐야나 미라네 미라라마 찌찌기 도고야 돼 세다게 가르쳐 봐 차득이 여러 대인도 참말하게 되더라 되는 두고 같이 뭐 나다 나시면 더 못네 나오다스네 쉬어이 된 다들 도와받은 집에 편대 중에 산지게 담바를 뭐지 다게 이런 거 내봐다 땡땡 공기 쪽에 제가 거기서 경기 결론 뭐 탐색한 서버 첨부 초기 입에 땡땡이 기부 담바 가는 수주 탐제 누구도 결라타다에 병어로 땡쟁 람싱기 대바틀라 탐제 도시에는 배멜 생기트가 관에 되는 두 탐제 내가 제대 빨라로 터베 넘는데 쇼기 터잖아 So first of all I would like to say Tashi Delek to Senator Carolyn Lane and Tibetan Parliament and exile member Mr. Tsama Rintenla and Tulgus and Campbells and also our Tibetan Association Foundation of Minnesota, Tibetan American Foundation Minnesota, Tiffin, President, and our Sakya Center President and members, and all the Dharma friends who have gathered here today. As you know, this Sakya Tibetan Targeling in Minnesota was established in 1978 by His Holiness the 41st Common Teaching Rinpoche. And at that time, actually, I was also here with His Holiness. So I was here in the beginning, and during my third visit in 2003, I was also here to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Sakya Tibetan Targeling with His Holiness the 41st Common Teaching Rinpoche. And then during my present visit, which is my fifth visit, I was able to participate in the 40th anniversary of the Sakya Tibetan Targeling. As Carol Hagstrom has said, since the establishment of this Sakya Center, Sakya Center has invited many great lamas. Almost all the great Sakya lamas, and also has given precious and profound teachings, and also it benefits the people of Minnesota, and also it makes the opportunity for people of the Minnesota to receive such esoteric and esoteric teachings of Lord Buddha. I personally known Paul and Carol for a long time, and I know your son, Emin, as my childhood friend. Although I don't remember clearly whether it's in Minnesota or in New York, but anyway, we have played together in, I think, in late 70s. So happy to know and happy to see old Dharma friends and also new Dharma friends here in Minnesota this time. And actually, the Buddha Dharma has flourished in many parts of this world. So more and more people are showing great interest in learning the Buddha Dharma through their own wish. Actually, Buddha Dharma is the source of all the happiness, and it's like the panacea to remove the sickness or suffering, and also it is the source of happiness and joy, because Buddha Dharma is a method that trains the mind of the people. Whether we experience happy or suffering depends on our mind. If we have negative mind, then we will experience suffering, and if we have positive mind, then we will experience great happiness, because if we have positive mind, then due to this will motivate us to do positive physical actions and verbal actions, which are the cause of happiness and joy. And also, this Tibetan Buddhism has been preserved for more than 1,000 years, and so therefore we should feel very grateful to all the great masters of the Tibetan Buddhism. In the last more than 1,000 years, there has been many, many great masters in Tibet from all the different traditions, like stars in the sky. So we should feel grateful for all of them to preserve these precious and profound teachings of Lord Buddha for more than 1,000 years. So now it is our duty not only to learn the teachings of Lord Buddha, but also to pass down to the next generation. If we feel it is enough just to learn and practice, then it's not enough. That is like 50%. The next 50% is to pass down these precious and profound teachings and culture to the next generation, because through this way we can preserve not only in our life, but also for many generations to come in the future. As myself, I was not born in Tibet, I was born in India. So although I was not born in Tibet, but still I got the great opportunity to study the Buddha's teaching or to study the Tibetan Buddhism and culture from our great masters, just like we are in Tibet, people are in Tibet. So we are very, very fortunate to meet many great masters, mainly His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama and our root guru, His Holiness the 41st Koma Teja Rinpoche, and many other great lamas. And also, it is really important to preserve this for our next generations. So actually, in the West, it is more difficult to preserve, but I'm sure all of you will bear the hardship to preserve these precious and profound teachings of Lord Buddha and this unique tradition, because this tradition will serve in a great way for the people of any country, including the United States of America, because our teaching or the teachings of Lord Buddha is based on loving kindness and compassion and other positive thoughts. And I heard, I think His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama, has given like loving love as compassion, a city of love and city of compassion. You know? Yes? Yeah, city of love and city of compassion in United States. So I believe loving kindness and compassion will spread to all the people so that we all can live in peace and harmony, which we really want, which we all wish to achieve. So therefore, I wish that love and compassion will spread, because His Holiness 14th Dalai Lama said, love and compassion is the universal religion. So therefore, we all should pay attention not only to learn the meaning of these positive thoughts, but also to implement these great teachings into action. If we really put these into action, then there's no doubt that we can spread the peace and harmony to all parts of the world. So at the end, I would like to say that may the Buddha's teaching flourish, may the great Dharma holder, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, and all the great masters of Tibetan Buddhism and other masters live long and have a good health and spread the Dharma far and wide. And through their blessings, may all of us enjoy happiness and peace. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Holiness, for sharing clear perspective and wisdom. Thank you. In honor of the 40th anniversary, we would like to recognize our leaders, past and present, for their service, devotion, and leadership. His Holiness has graciously accepted to present award plaques to some of the following leaders. So I will call the names of these leaders, and I believe Kempo Gompe is going to direct them to where they can receive their award. The first leader, our center recognizes Paul Hangstrom for his outstanding efforts and leadership as president of our center. Next, our center recognizes Sylvia Yue, our current president, for her outstanding efforts in leadership. Next, our center recognizes Namgyal Wangdu for his many years of service and support in keeping our center going. Lastly, our center recognizes the efforts of two past presidents who could not be with us here tonight, Tom Traben and George Shears. For our last speaker tonight, I'd like to invite Sylvia Yue to share some words of appreciation on our 40th anniversary. And I should say Sylvia Yue, our current center president. Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you, Sam. Your Holiness, the Senator, and I felt that I'm accepting the plaque on behalf of all the board members and all the volunteers who have participated and helped the center activities in the past 40 years. Foremost, as we celebrate the center's 40th anniversary, our gratitude goes to all our teachers who have come to Minnesota at the invitation of the center, no matter when we have only a few students or we have big gatherings like this, whether we have a physical presence, physical space, or just giving teaching at students' homes. The center persisted mainly due to the blessings, kindness, the generosity of our teachers, the persistence, effort, and support of Paul, Carol Hegstrom, Steve Shoemaker, our members, patrons, and a growing Tibetan community presence in Minnesota, and a growing interest in the Buddhist teachings and the meditation in Minnesota. I'm very humbled and honored to have the opportunities to serve Minnesota Sakya Center and now Khenpo Chögyam Gompo, following the guidance of His Holiness Sakya Chichen since 2000, and now also guidance of His Holiness the 42nd Sakya Chichen. And I'm very happy to see our next generations of children growing up wonderfully in their education and careers. I hope and encourage the younger generation to come and learn Buddhist teaching from our flourishing Buddhist centers in the Twin Cities, and share your enthusiasm, knowledge, and expertise, and to become leaders, and continue to carry on the work of spreading the loving kindness, the teaching of the Buddhist religion, and the Buddha Dharma. And I feel like Sakya Chichen Darjeeling has this auspicious connection with His Holiness the 42nd Sakya Chichen. Like he mentioned, his first visit to Minnesota was in 1978, the year the center was established. And now we're crossing the 40-year mark on this special occasion of his first visit to Minnesota as His Holiness the 42nd Sakya Chichen. So I hope this auspicious connections means that we will see Holiness more frequent in the future. Your Holiness, we are so happy to welcome you to Minnesota tonight, and also to all our special guests, the Senator, and then all the Khenpos, Rinpoches, and then Lamas from India, and all our friends from different organizations, Dharma centers, and also Dharma sisters and brothers. For your friendship, well, thank you for your friendship and support to the center in the past 40 years. We hope His Holiness is going to give the sevenfold prayers. I remember asking, hear people asking, or also asking myself to His Holiness before, that if we have only time to say one prayer, what prayer would that be? And His Holiness would say the sevenfold sevenfold prayers. So His Holiness, the 42nd Sakya Trizin, is going to give the sevenfold prayers teaching tomorrow, tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. And then tomorrow morning at 10, there's public audience. And then also following the public teaching on sevenfold prayers, he's going to give the Annversary initiation. I hope you will all come and join us tomorrow. And one last thing is for people who has the badge, if you have a third piece of paper that says volunteer, no matter whether you have volunteer to volunteer or not, but you are going to volunteer tomorrow. So please make sure you bring back your badge tomorrow and then with your volunteer sign tomorrow. So thank you very much and good night. So we ask everybody to stand as His Holiness will leave the hall. And I hope you have a good night and have a safe drive home. We hope to see you tomorrow.
Một khi như kia một trong